Hi everyone, I'm Renee and welcome to my channel. Today's video is a cake that's been super trendy on social media. I'm going to show you how to make this Napoleon inspired lemon cream cake. It's super easy, so beautiful, and with this heart shape, perfect for Valentine's Day. Let's get started. So traditionally, a Napoleon is made by layering puff pastry and the cream filling. But this new trendy cake going around is, I think, made with cookies most of the time because I've seen it called a cookie tart. But today I wanted to make a cake. So I mixed up some of my vanilla cake batter, and I'll have that recipe linked down below for you if you're interested. But I wanted to make it a lemon cake because I think it would go really nicely with the berries we're going to decorate it with. So I took my vanilla cake batter, added the zest of 2 lemons plus 1.5 teaspoons of pure lemon extract, plus a little bit of lemon yellow gel color because people like to see their lemon cake be a little bit yellow, then mix that all up. Now if you have a heart cake pan, this would be the perfect time to pull that out, but I don't have one, so I'm going to improvise. I took my half sheet jelly roll pan, it's a 12 by 18, sprayed that with some nonstick spray, and then spread my cake batter into it until it was about half full. Bake that in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 to 25 minutes. Keep an eye on it. You don't want to overbake it because it is such a thin cake. It doesn't take that much time. Once it was baked, I took it out of the oven and let it cool completely, then wrapped it with saran wrap and popped it in the freezer so it could chill up and be easier to handle later on when we carve it. Since I didn't have a heart-shaped cake pan, I had to make a template. I printed it off my computer in 2 sheets because it's too large for 1 sheet. Then I had to piece it together, tape the pieces together, and then cut that out. While the cake is still chilling, we can work on the cream filling for our lemon cream cake. To make a stabilized whipped cream, I had my metal mixing bowl and wire whip in the freezer for about half an hour so they're really well chilled. Then I'm going to pour in 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream that's cold right from the refrigerator, 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Get that mixing just to get the sugar mixed in. And I also have to add some gelatin, and this is what's going to stabilize the whipped cream so it doesn't deflate. I sprinkled 1 packet of gelatin over 2 tablespoons of cold water and let that bloom for about 5 minutes. Then I popped that in the microwave for about 10 seconds, keep an eye on it, until it was melted and everything was fully dissolved. Then you need to let that cool so that it's still liquid but not hot any longer, and then we're going to drizzle that into the mixer while we're whipping the whipped cream on high speed. Let that whip until you have nice stiff peaks with your whipped cream, and that's your stabilized whipped cream. Now I'm going to mix this into some white chocolate custard. I do have a recipe, it's an older video, but I'll link that down below for you. It's a delicious recipe. And I have about 2 cups of the custard, and I ended up with about 2 cups of the whipped cream, so it's essentially a 1-to-1 ratio. And then fold those together until they're fully combined. You can set that in the refrigerator covered for a little bit until you're ready for it. So I took my cold cake out of the freezer, I leveled off the top, so I took that caramelization off and I have a nice level top, and I'm going to cut 2 hearts from my cake. I put some of that cream filling into a piping bag with a large round tip. I'm going to use a little bit of it to secure my bottom cake to the cake board, and then pipe dollops of that cream filling all over the top of the cake. Then I used a cardboard to help me handle it, but I layered the second cake right on top and put dollops around the top of that as well. And that's the basis for the cake. Now is the fun part, we get to just decorate it. I have some little Valentine's Day colored sprinkles that I'm gonna sprinkle on top. And then I sliced up some strawberries, leaving the greens on just for some added color, and I'm gonna place those around the top, and then sprinkle on some little pieces of strawberries that I actually diced up a little smaller. Then I added a few raspberries here and there. And then I added some macarons that I made around the top. If you're interested in that recipe, stay tuned. I should have it up by next week. Then I added some edible flowers. Now these are actually marked edible flowers. I got them at my grocery store and they were where the spices are in a little packet, and they were just called edible flowers. It's a pretty variety. If you can't get a hold of these little packets of edible flowers, you can use other flowers. I've seen a lot of pictures with them having daisies or roses on there. Just make sure you're not using poisonous flowers, and if possible, get organic ones. A lot of the times, florist shops or even your grocery store floral department, those flowers are treated with pesticides and you don't want them touching your cake. A great alternative would be to use buttercream roses or buttercream blossoms, and I think this cake would look just as beautiful. Then I thought the cake just needed a little something extra, so I put some blueberries on there just for a little accent color here and there. And the final step is to be sure to brush all of your fresh fruit with a little bit of apple jelly or apricot preserves that have been thinned out a bit. This is going to keep the fruit nice and fresh and give them a beautiful shine. And that's it. It was so easy to make this cake, it came together in no time. Now it's best served the day that you made it because we have all that fresh fruit on there and the exposed cake edges. If you do want to make it ahead of time, you probably want to treat each cake layer with a little bit of simple syrup, and that's going to keep the cake from drying out.
I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I am so excited to announce the launch of my Patreon page. I'll have a link below in the description for you, or you can just go to patreon.com/Renee Conner. Once there, you can become a patron of my channel. It's a great way to support my channel and help me be able to continue to make great content. And as a patron, you get access to special patron-only perks, like early access to videos, printables of recipe and templates like the heart shape I used in this video that's already up there for you, and a couple of other perks. I sincerely appreciate any support you can give, and if you're unable to pledge to become a patron of my channel, I always appreciate you just watching my video, and you can support me by commenting, liking, and subscribing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so I don't miss new videos, and if you want to be notified every time I upload, be sure to click the bell icon to turn on post notifications. If you like this video, here are a couple of my other videos that I think you might enjoy.